is the see right there?
Camera. Yeah. Where is everybody?
Where is everybody?
We're ready. Why do I look such a midget?
Okay, sit up straight.
Do
Do you want your cushion?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we have friends on. Get that cushion. Hello, hello, Amanda. Amanda, I think you just posted something, and I have to go back and look. Amanda is putting together an art
Good morning,
journaling
everybody.
thing for her
Afternoon.
mom. Oh, there's Renee.
Renee.
Renee, my mom added to your
Yes.
your comments.
Right. I want to be part of the group.
If anybody is not part of Renee Mueller's creative community, go hop over there because it's her birthday week and she is doing lots of giveaways. So yay, Renee. Hello, Terry. There's Terry and Karen and Cheryl.
Wow.
Romper room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Karen.
We are in
Buffalo, New York.
We're in Buffalo, New York, and today is the hi Beth. Today is the first hot day, right?
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot, but that doesn't stop my mom and her friends from walking. So we've been walking every day. How many miles today?
I think we did 3.5.
3.5 miles.
Yeah.
Every day.
We had to stop a little because Andrea and my friend Donna Propus were gathering flowers from a lady. They admired her flowers and look what we got.
Oh my gosh, it was the cutest lady was like, hey, come here. And so Donna Propus and I went over there and she's like, do you want these flowers? We're like, hey, yeah. So these are her gorgeous, this one's a little bit on the end, but her gorgeous irises. And that is something that right now in Buffalo is blooming everywhere. Right. Everybody has irises.
Yeah.
And then
peonies.
It was a secret.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's okay. My favorite plant ever. Look at these. These are from Donna, from her garden. And these were hit. Look, we can't even see ourselves.
I like that.
Oh. These
and the perfume is awesome.
Yeah. These peonies are from her garden, and she has, I don't know, probably like 10 bushes of them. And she's had them for years and years and years. And peonies grow really well in Buffalo because they get the cold. So they do not grow very well by my house. And I think my favorite ones are the ones that have a little bit of, hold on, I'm going to show them to you. The ones that have a little bit of pink.
This one there.
Yeah, but the little streak, here it is. Not all of them. All of them are a little different. Oh, you know what? I don't want to wreck it, but can you see the little tiny pink in there? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so those are our bouquets, and I didn't have to go do anything. They were given to us. So Donna left us a little bouquet on our doorstep. So anyway, all right, you guys, we are excited because we have lots to do. We have lots to talk about. So Nanny, Heather, mom, AKA Nanny, is going to show us her tips.
Some of my tips, yes.
Some of her tips.
Yeah.
And we're also, when we're done with our tips, with her tips. I still
feel like a midget beside you.
Okay, I'll shrink down. It was bad for my back. Yeah. Straight up, straight up. We are going to I'm going to show you, do a little show and tell of Mom's amazing art, and then a couple little things at the end too. Yeah. So, are you guys out there? Yeah, it's been a minute or two. We can get started.
Do you want to get started on the tips then?
Yeah, let's get started on the tips. So what tips are you going to show us before I put the camera on the tips? What are you going to show us?
Okay. One is how to make a wet palette. I do not put my paints out onto palette paper dry. I use a little what I call a wet palette, and it keeps the paints just slightly moist. Not moist enough that they become liquidy, but just enough that they remain there just as you got them out. And then I make my own.
So we're gonna
I'm gonna
my
show
mom's
you
gonna demo how to do
that.
it, which is
but
awesome.
You can buy a product where it all comes. The back is pretty painted from me, but it has the sponge and the papers in it. And when I was looking on Amazon, it's by Masterson's, and it's called a Stay Wet Handy Palette.
Lay open it.
And it has their papers and a sponge. So you always have the sponge wet, and you put your paper on top, and you put your paints on there.
And then do you stick it in the refrigerator?
And you can stick it in the refrigerator.
Do you have to put it in
the refrigerator? You don't have to, but they keep longer in the refrigerator.
And then when I was at Palace Arts, these were really expensive.
Yes. Well, I looked them up on Amazon, and they have a special right now.
Ooh. I should have a link, but I don't. So we'll go ahead and Amazon.
But
take our money.
The whole kit,
yes.
the box, the sponge, 50 papers is $29.95, and right now they're giving a full-length apron with the top bib from Marston's, a blue one. So you get a painter's apron with it free as a special right now. I didn't know that. I was just trying to look up the price.
Okay, so we will, if I have my act together later, I can link to it. But it's Masterson's Stay Wet Handy Palette, but Nanny is also going to show you how to make yours from home, so you don't even have to buy anything.
Right, and they're strictly for acrylic paints.
Just for acrylic. Oh, yeah. That's good to know. Yeah. No oils.
No, you don't need a wet palette for
that's right. Yeah. Renee's listening. She'll know. She'll be like, silly. Okay, and then we're going to do a...
brush cleaning.
And then
I have this other little tip from... This is from Judy Westergaard, a beautiful artist, and she's up in Canada right now, and she's stuck there. She always comes down to the States and brings us goodies and paints with us. And
she's so bummed.
Yeah.
But
anyway, she got
that's cool.
ice cube trays with a lid, and they're kind of soft at the bottom, so like for getting ice cubes out.
Yeah.
But she makes her palette up and puts her paint in there, and when she's finished painting, she puts the lid on, puts them in the fridge, and they keep for days too.
And so, Mom, I was thinking about that. Does she then, how do you clean them off, or does she keep her same colors always?
Because they're acrylics, you can wash them in a sink, yes.
But they don't come off completely, the color. So, like, if you wanted to do white, she would always put white up there.
Yeah, I think you should be able to clean them right off.
Okay, clean them right off.
Yeah. So there's the wet palette.
And we're going to do a brush cleaning demo for a couple of the girls. Really need some help with that, including myself.
Yeah.
And then so I'm going to take the camera and...
And one other thing is, I like is it's by the same people that make the palettes. They make a gray paper palette. And then you see it's gray. When you put your colors out on white, it kind of changes the color by your eye. Not literally, but your eye sees it slightly different. But when you put your colors on a gray, neutral background, you don't have that effect. The colors are so if you're mixing colors, you will do much better with a gray palette, because you'll really see the colors just as they truly are, rather than on a white palette paper, which slightly changes what your eye thinks.
Which I had no idea.
So anyway, I love these, and
you get two different sizes.
Yes, there's the big one, which is 12 by 15.
So that's got your other thing on it.
It's this size, and that one at Amazon is $14.89. And
Nanny did her research.
I did my homework. Okay. Yes. And I don't know, they didn't have the small one.
They didn't have the small. Small is cute.
Small is hot. You could buy a big one and cut them with an X-Acto knife if you want a small one.
Okay. And then, do you want to show everybody before I put the camera on you this? This is another.
This is another tip I got from another artist, and I absolutely love them.
Do you want to hold it up?
They're silicone mats that you can put down on your table. she puts her paint palette right onto the mat. I haven't done that yet. But
she paints, so she puts her paints right onto here.
Yeah, and then has them up here and she paints here. It protects your table. Take it to the sink and just rinse it off with cold water and it's brand new. It's amazing, and it does protect your surface underneath. If, like me, I'm doing it on my dining room table.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And these are pretty inexpensive.
Yeah.
So this is big size.
Yeah, you get, it's called oversized silicone mat. They're 27.5 by 19.5, and you get both, 2 of them, for $19.99 from Amazon.
Not bad.
And I think
I see a buyer, Kathy.
I think they'll last forever.
Yeah. So yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah. So, Mom, are you ready to do your demo on your palette?
Yeah, whenever.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna turn it around for Mom, and I'll be able to see if you guys have any questions.
Oh, the other thing I want to say is, acrylic artists would use paper towels, wipe their brushes on them. I never ever use anything but Viva towels. And what I do is I order them from Target and get like a box of 24 in a big thing. And you get a better price, and they're right up at the front desk waiting for you. You don't have to even go into the store. So.
And I've seen Viva.
And you can get Viva at supermarkets, like a roll at a time.
Yeah.
But they're so much softer than Bounty or something else. And you're rubbing your brushes on these, and it damages the brushes if you rub them with a hard surface. So Viva towels are the best.
Amanda says on the silicone things, are they sturdy? I use freezer paper, but if they can hold up to my cat's claws.
Oh, I would say so.
I'd love to get them.
Very sturdy.
Oh yeah, I think cat's claws would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, not good.
They might not like the feel. It might put them off.
It's pretty thick.
Yeah.
It's pretty thick.
Yeah.
And on the Viva, you guys might have taken any of my classes that I always seem to make a comment about. My mother says, use Viva. We could be our own commercial for Viva.
Right.
I love it.
Did I tell them about the ice? I did tell them about that. And for making the wet palette.
Okay, I'm gonna move the camera. So hold on.
Well, I'm gonna show them. They need deli paper. So your Viva towels and deli paper. And I get that at Amazon too.
Okay, so you
big
need
box, and it lasts forever.
Deli paper and Viva towels to make your wet palette.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, do we need to even turn the camera on? Probably.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Whoopsie. Uh-oh. Did my first whoopsie. Okay. Let's see. Hello. You don't need to see my face that much. Okay, whoops.
Right.
Hold on. All right, I'm holding the camera, so sorry if it's a little wobbly. I'm going to try and get this sturdy. All right, Nans.
So this is what I'm trying to make, is one of these. So I take a piece, these are in strips in the Viva, so I take like 3 of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, and I take it, fold it into the 3, and then I dump it in my water.
She's dumping it in the water.
Squeezing it out. Take my deli wrap.
Oh, Kisa's asking about that. I'm going to talk about that. And you know what it is? It's a Keurig holder.
Okay.
Okay, all right, back to
Fold this
business.
up
Yeah.
into a little packet. And you put it down on your deli paper. The idea is to make it airtight so the air doesn't get in.
Okay.
And then you fold your deli paper over. And you fold up the sides. And you fold up the sides. And you turn it over And there you have it.
So, Mom, a few questions. So you have it next to your palette paper. You have it on top.
You don't have to have.
No,
You
but
can put it on your silicone mat.
you can put it on your silicone mat. You could also put it in a Tupperware container, like baby wipe, like you know the baby wipes that you could, for wiping the butts and stuff.
I can put it in here.
Yep.
And this has an airtight seal, and that can go in your fridge.
And so, how long do these last?
Well, I have to tell you, I was working on one of the things I was doing with Andrea, and I had put the what is the name of the paint? The Nova paints.
Yes.
And I had put those on a wet palette.
Yep.
And put them in one of my containers.
Yep.
And just put it to one side.
Yep.
3 weeks later, I got it back out again.
Yeah.
And the paints were perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys hear that? We are able to
put your paints on here.
Yep.
It's
perfect.
Just moist enough
yeah.
to keep the paints.
Because let's show everybody what I do, which I'll have to change my ways. But here is an example of my working this morning. So that's the gray palette paper. But what I do is I then get a piece of saran wrap, which is bad for the environment.
And these now are going to dry out and be useless.
Yes, they'll be naughty. I'm naughty.
So it's an inexpensive way to make your paints last a little longer.
Yep. Yep. No, that's great, Nouns. Okay, so that's our palette. So if you guys have any questions on the palette tray, let me know because I can see your comments coming through. And now
we're going to talk about cleaning brushes. Which
and maybe give them a little advice on how to not do what I do when I start painting.
Right. Sometimes I cringe when I watch. Andrea will get a brush and stick it right into her paint. Always wet your brush first. Wet it. Get most of the moisture off on a paper towel. And just wet it. And go like this, and you're ready to stick it in your paint.
Okay.
But when you stick a dry brush into the paint, that paint's being pushed right up into the furrow.
I know, that's it's so sad. That's why I've ruined all my brushes.
And this is only for acrylic paint.
Yeah.
It's not the same for watercolor.
Yep.
And it's not the same for oils.
Okay.
The acrylic paint gets into those furrows.
Okay.
And it just separates the hairs, and your hair, it all starts to splay out.
Okay, got it. All right, so
keep your brushes wet before you go into the paint.
Yep.
Not dripping wet. You can wipe it off on your towel.
All right, so that's our first tip.
And clean them thoroughly when you finish painting, because you can keep a brush a long, long time.
Okay, one thing I was doing wrong on this little trip I've been on is I was using this little tray bucket, and I had left my brushes in there for a little bit. Yeah. And Nanny said, no, get those out of there. Yeah. Even if you are using other brushes, I usually let mine sit in water for the whole entire day.
No, that's just eating up. See, the hairs are all up here. And all your paint and water and things is sucking up into this furrow. And that's really, you can't clean that out. But it will gradually dry, and it's going to open up your brush, and you're going to have split hairs and a ruined brush.
And they're expensive when you, especially when you buy, I guess if you have crappy brushes, that's one thing. But if you spend, $10 on a nice brush, you want to keep it.
Some of the brushes are in the 20s.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Depending on what hair you buy.
So, Mom, before we move on to the brush cleaning, Kathy did have a question. Do you know the brand of that silicone mat? Do you know the brand name?
No, it's not, doesn't have a name.
All right, so we will look into it.
On Amazon, it's listed as oversized silicone mat.
Okay, so there you go.
And we can look it up, and you can put their order number there.
Yeah. We will look it up for you.
2 of them for $19.99.
Okay,
which
perfect.
I thought was a great deal.
Yeah, for sure.
And free shipping.
Oh, you gotta love the free shipping, Amazon. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to do a little clean your brush demo.
Yeah.
So tell us about your two products
I like. This one is expensive. It was $7.99 at Hobby Lobby, and unfortunately, Hobby Lobby no longer has coupons.
Okay, let's see what that is.
I used to go with my 40% coupon. It's made by Winsor Newton, and it's a brush cleaner and restorer. And if you've got a brush that you've neglected and dried out, you can really get it clean with this.
Okay, so hold on. It's Winsor Newton brush cleaner and restorer, and that is for dried acrylic. So that's for like really yucky brushes that you think you're gonna throw away because you think they're not good. This will save it. Okay.
And that's Winsor Newton.
Okay.
This is made by
and I love that brand.
Yeah.
I have this at home.
It's called the Masters Brush Cleaner.
Okay, put it in the
B&J is the original. So I don't know who the makers are. They just call themselves B&J the Masters Brush Cleaner.
This one right here. I know a bunch of you guys have this, and I have it too, and I really, really like it.
Yeah. But I have to tell you that if I've had a bad brush and I've cleaned it in this and I've got it that I think is really clean, I will take a little of this.
Oh.
Pour it into the cap, a little into the cap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. You still get paint out after you really think you've cleaned it thoroughly with everything else.
Okay.
So this stuff is amazing, and I use it sparingly because it.
So we're gonna do a demo on the two brushes that I used this morning.
Yeah.
These two, which I tried to be really, really good.
Yeah.
You guys, I usually dunk my whole thing in paint, but Nanny was here, so I couldn't. So you wet your brush.
And then
you're really smushing that down there.
I am. I'm trying to open up the bristles.
You don't care about
that won't damage them. This won't damage the bristles.
Yeah, you guys, I know that silicone mat's a hot item. So as soon as we're done here and this goes to replay, we'll stick the link.
They're awesome. And if anybody has a studio with a big tub in it, you can just take it to your tub and wash it off in your tub. I have to do it at the kitchen sink. Oh,
yes. And Suzanne, who
look what's coming out that you had in your brush.
On. Wow, you're still going, I just realized. And it doesn't ruin the brush?
No, it preserves the brush.
I don't do this at all the way you're doing it.
So.
Okay, now I know. And do you... And
you just... See, we think we've got most of it out. So I'm going to...
So you guys, my mom's brush display downstairs, and
I'm going to take a little of this.
Okay.
We think we've cleaned it.
Yep. Okay. We think we've cleaned it, which is 10 times better than my cleaning already. Yeah. But you think you cleaned your brush? You did a good job.
But there's more coming out. Yeah.
Wow, you guys. I guess we got to do a better job with our...
See, it's tinting it slightly blue now.
Yep.
That's about the best it's going to be.
Okay. So...
But you can see I got some more off on my paper towel.
Yep. Wow. And so I could go back home to all my old brushes.
Yeah.
And do this.
Where's the other one?
Okay, I've got a white one.
See, there was still paint there because that's tinted blue now.
Yep. Wait, you're not doing the other...
I'll just do it with this one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to... I can't put it back in the bottle.
Why not? Just do it that way. And this is white. It's harder to tell, but you can see how milky that got in there. And then Suzanne, who we met in Starbucks the other day, also has soap that she uses called Zote, Z-O-T-E.
Yes, she told us about it. I've not heard about it.
And I have a little container of it that she gave me. So that's another one.
Yeah. So now we have
that's how I do it.
two clean brushes.
Wendy says, that's how I do it because Andrea's mom had answered my question on how to do it. So she's going to get the Winsor Newton. It
Yeah.
sounds like, especially if you have really nice brushes.
Yeah, and I just keep that special. The only place I've seen it is Hobby Lobby. If Joann's would have it, they might. You can use a coupon at Joann's.
Okay.
Hobby Lobby just stopped their coupons about 6 weeks ago.
So do you guys have any other questions on the cleaning of the brushes? And you know how important it is. So always dip it in water first, make it a little damp. And if you ever go back to my classes, ignore what I did.
See the blue paint?
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Still praying on it. And then for the cleaning, really just don't leave them in your tub or a jar of water for very long. Even if you're not, so here's the thing. If you're painting a bunch of different colors, put your brush in your water and then give it a little
Yeah,
and then just put it aside on a damp piece. Just put it aside. And don't worry that you haven't cleaned, these are quotes, that you haven't cleaned it yet.
you've got the worst stuff.
But you have the worst off of it. Because, Mom, sitting in this water jug does what?
It sucks it up into the ferrule and opens up all the hair. And
While it's sitting in the water is a no-no. Yeah. Okay, so Mom, we're gonna show your art. Do you want to sit there and is this clean enough? And
so anyway, they know to put the paints on here.
Yep, paint's on there. So let me take that.
Feel it, Andrea. It is damp, but it's not soaking wet.
It's damp but not soaking. And then what was I going to ask you? Oh, the size. A lot of questions on this still.
I wrote the size down. They're big. 27.5 by 19.5.
That's a big mat.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
you get 2 for $19.99.
Okay, so the other thing is 2 more things. What is your water container? And then hold on, Mom. Sandra also says that water will go up into the wooden handle and swell the wood and loosen the ferrule.
Right.
Good job. Thank you. Okay, so
this is just something. I don't know the make of this.
you can get, like King Art sent me one. I love them because you have 3 areas for your brush. Hey, Mom, do me a favor because I don't know what I do either. Pretend this has paint on it and you're in the middle of doing a paint session. So you're not ready to clean them yet. Which one do you use first?
This one that has, but you don't really, you rub this part against those things, not the brushes. Can you hear it?
Yes, I had no idea.
Yeah, if you rub the brushes, you're destroying the hair.
Oh, well, what does that do?
That vibrates a little and helps loosen the paint out of the ferrule.
Okay, so you do that.
And I do that, and then I'm not the best. There's some people are perfect. I try to keep one totally clean water.
Okay, yeah.
So then I would do this.
Second, that's number 2.
Yeah, and that will be my clean water for when I go to start a new color with a new paint.
Okay.
And I would just take my Viva and
Viva.
go like that.
Okay, got it.
Some people will do this. I don't. I let them flat.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can sit right there. I am going to get your pieces. So you guys, I just have to put this on the table for 1 second. Hold on. Don't go anywhere.
You want me to hold that, Emma?
No, that's okay. I'm just gonna go get your pieces. Hold on. Okay, just ignore it. All right, we are going to show you. Is it easy for you, Mom, to stand? Or do you want to sit?
I'll stand.
All right. We're going to do a little show and tell.
Oh, you did bring them. Oh,
yeah, hold on.
Okay.
We're going to do a little show and tell of Nanny's art, and she's going to try to remember the name.
I think.
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
This one was done in oils. It was a sherry roll design. And
isn't that amazing? Mom, hold it up a little straighter. There you go. It's a little light reflection. Yeah. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Renee would like that.
So that's that one.
And okay, so it was sherry
roll, R-O-L.
Oils. That was an oil class. When did you do that one?
I never date my pieces because as you get older, I look at the date and it kind of scares me.
Oh.
So it's not dated. But
Okay.
probably, I would say 10 years ago. Sandra might know. She was in the club. I bet about 10 years ago.
Okay. All right. What do we have next?
This was a piece. This is a COVID piece.
COVID piece.
Done on a Zoom class during COVID.
Okay.
It's acrylics. And the artist is Lynn Andrews.
Okay.
And
Got a little light
she's
here.
more of a folk art type of painter.
I'm just going to turn. There we go. She's a folk art, which is a little bit like tole painting. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just more primitive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
It's not exact.
We don't care about
not
exact.
To proportion, but
That's okay.
yeah.
All righty. So that's in everything give
that's
thanks.
acrylic.
Love that one.
You know.
Okay.
This is also her design. I really like painting her pieces. This is a little, what she calls a prim piece of wood.
Oh, little snowman.
Yeah.
It's a snowman
So
angel.
that was done.
Is that COVID too?
COVID too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mom, for you guys who are new to our group and haven't been here since last October, my mom's does a lot of art during COVID with her friends.
Yeah, and we have a group called Create and Connect that meet on Wednesdays, anytime after 12 noon. And CNN found out about us.
Ooh.
And they did a 5-minute segment on one of their news things, but we had to send in a little video of us all together.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
All right, this is Donna Propus's favorite piece, and she asked you to show it.
Also, Lynn Andrews.
Okay, look how
again.
cool this is. It's on wood, right, Mom?
It's on a wooden plate.
Okay, hold on. Let me do a little. And all the writing.
Yeah.
What's the writing say? Something about the animals.
So a lot of hers have little biblical sayings, and I think that's what that is. Something from the Bible.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? And what do you do? What do people do with the wooden platters? Do they hang them or use them for food?
This one I put in a stand.
Okay.
And if you really varnish them enough,
Yeah.
and I protect them with a little polish.
Oh, yeah.
too.
What is your varnish you use? People would love to know that.
One of my favorites is Duraclear.
Okay.
And it's by Deco Art.
Okay.
And you can get that at Michael's.
All right. But some people would use these for food, right? Look at your little chicken.
I wouldn't put food on
No.
anything that's got the varnish.
Okay,
on.
never mind.
I would serve it and have a plate underneath
Okay.
it. Yeah.
That was a requested piece, Noah's Ark. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to, you could, okay, that's fine.
And
Put right there.
This is a Halloween piece.
Yeah.
With sculpted hands.
Ooh,
With done with a paper clay.
Okay.
This was a design by Bobby Takashima,
Okay.
who loves spooky things, but she's very good at folk art and this type of artwork.
Oh, it's so cool.
She has a whole different style, which I don't find too easy.
Look at your frog, is so cute. So a lot of these.
And this was with the Joe Sonia paints.
Joe Sonia paints.
And which have a lot more pigment in them than your regular.
So Wendy's asking, were those pieces done in an art class? So will you explain a little bit about some of the types of classes? Because they're not.
This was an art class.
But hold on, Mom. They're not a traditional online class. A lot of your classes you would go to a conference or a workshop, right?
All of them were prior to COVID.
Okay, so before COVID, a lot of these teachers that you guys are seeing, my mom's art, she and her friends like Sandra, who's on today, would go and they would travel and spend like 3 days taking different classes from these teachers. And not all of these teachers do online now.
I think a lot of them are doing it now.
Okay.
Yes, it's opened up a whole new world.
Good.
There's a lot of handicapped people that can't go to these.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
And so this We also have, these teachers travel teach, so they will come to groups
Yeah.
for a fee and paint with you for 2 days.
Yeah, because you're part of, what group are you part of?
Buffalo Decorative Snowbirds, which is a subsidiary of the National Society of Decorative Painters.
Got it. Okay.
It's
That's a
one of the
mouthful.
chapters.
Okay, good. Okay.
And this is my last piece. I think this is one of my favorite pieces.
It's not her last piece, by the way. It's her, we just grabbed some. She's many. So beautiful.
This was the very first piece I painted as a member of the Society of Decorative Painters through Buffalo Snowbirds, and I joined the chapter. And unfortunately, one of the ladies who was Scottish, her father died, and she had to leave suddenly and go back to Scotland. And there was an opening, and I took it.
Oh.
And this was from Carol Shalness, and she doesn't teach any longer. But I just love it.
And that's a Lazy Susan, right?
Yes, yeah.
So put it down and swirl it around. I love these things. Aren't they so fun? Yeah. And Mom,
so I think this is one of it has a lot of memories. One of my favorite pieces. My first real professional teacher that I took a class from.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
well, you should have definitely dated that one.
Yeah, I didn't.
So, also, the wooden pieces you get aren't just random pieces. You get those made for your class. Is that correct?
Yes and no. This class, definitely, because it needed to be that shape.
Okay. And like, who would make the wood? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Woodcutters.
Okay.
Some of them are husbands of decorative painters.
Okay.
There's suppliers, which are local.
Yeah.
One of our members actually made these, cut them herself, and put the square and the thing on.
Oh, so you'd pay for the class, but then you'd also pay for the wood.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some classes you have to do the exact piece. Like this one had to be done on this. There was no option.
Mm-hmm.
Another teacher will just tell you, find a piece you want to put it on.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And then there was this, I really like this.
Did you see this?
No, we didn't show that yet.
Oh, okay. This was a lady that no longer teaches.
That's so beautiful.
Maureen McNaughton, and she's now living in Canada.
Look at the sides.
Yeah.
You painted all of the sides. Isn't that gorgeous?
She specializes in stroke work. Oh, I love stroke work.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't know what my strokes are called, though, you guys. I just say, ooh, I like it. But there's certain...
Yeah, and she had a wonderful way with color.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so this is a wood?
This is wood, yeah.
And, look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, Mom, I don't think I ever saw the inside. Heather, oh, that's beautiful.
And this
I like
is done
that.
in a metallic paint.
And
it's copper colored.
It's a little shiny.
Yeah.
It's a little shiny.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, I'm going to put us back for 1 second because I want to show you guys something else that we're doing. So hold on. And let's see. Oopsie. Whoop. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Voila. Voila. Okay.
And
I'm going to show
one of the things
something.
I wanted
You
to...
chat with them. I got to go get something.
After I varnish my pieces, if I'm going to use them, I will take like a salad bowl oil. I got it from one of the fancy stores in the mall, and it's what you protect your salad bowls with. But I will put a little bit on a cloth, and I just polish it onto my finished surface, and it really does help protect them too. If you're going to use them as instead of just looking at them and you're going to use your piece, just protect them a little bit further.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to show everybody one of my favorite pieces.
Okay.
From my mother. Okay, hold on. All right. So let me move this down a bit. Whoops! Not that far down. Hold on. Are we with it? Are we all together? We don't even see you now, Mom. Hold on. Here we go.
Okay.
Can we see you?
Yep.
All right. So, oh, we got to go lower. Okay. What does that say? Hold on. Ashes. Ashes. Show the ashes box. Somebody remembers the ashes box.
Who said that?
Sandra? Suzanne said that. I do love this box. Let's show this real quick. We don't have to open it.
It's got stuff.
We don't have to open it. We won't judge you, Mom.
Okay, we won't open it because I keep.
Is it heavy? Here, I'll hold it. You got it? Okay. Look at this gorgeous box.
Yes. And can Sandra remember the name of the artist? It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't.
Sandra, chime in and tell us
the name of the artist.
It's on the tip of my tongue
and I can't remember.
And I'm going to tilt it for a second.
Tell the story.
All right, tell the story. And you guys, this is 3D. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, go ahead, Mom. Tell the story.
Yeah, after we finished the class, and I really liked it, one person who I didn't
she's saying it. Rosemary West.
Rosemary West.
Okay.
Yes. One person in the class who wasn't one of my favorite people, but she joined and was in the class. She says, I'm going to have them put my ashes in that box when I die. And every time I look at that box, I think of my ashes going in it. And it's never been the same since.
Oh, darn it, woman. But isn't this gorgeous? I love that piece too. That's so...
There was a lot of work in that. We had a lot of homework afterwards.
So this is a type of piece where they would... that wood was made because of the heart?
That was a piece that was glued on afterwards, but the box was made for us.
Okay.
Came from Canada, actually. One of the girls drove up to Canada and got it. And they must have they supplied the wooden heart. That's just a carved heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's so great.
So, anyway.
All right, so this is a piece that my mom has been working on. She's still not 100% done yet. I showed it last time because I love it so much. Who's the artist? Pauline?
Paulette de Gier.
Paulette de Gier. Okay.
Or de Gesseray. I'm not quite sure how she pronounces it. It's D-I...
Is she French?
No, she isn't. It's D-I-G-E-S-A-R-E.
Okay.
I think it's just a
It's just a name. So anyway.
She is not French. No.
She's not French. So this is a piece that my mom did last year when I came in October. I saw this piece and I totally fell in love with it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Since then, I was asked from the Decorative Painters right here. This is a magazine. It's backwards for you guys, but it's the Decorative Painter magazine to do a 3-page article on my painting and Nanny and how her art and art in general has been a huge inspiration to me. And so I came up with this idea and I asked Paulette. I asked her first, of course, but my idea was there's a whole world of painters in this decorative society my mom belongs to. Like, how many people are in that group?
43,000.
43,000 people. They all paint
from all over the world, some of them.
From all over the world, and they paint with acrylics mostly.
Yeah.
Some oils. And it's usually a template.
And watercolors.
And watercolors. But it stems from the folk art.
Right.
Stems from the folk art. Okay, and so when I was asked to create an article, and then with my mom, us together, I had this idea of taking one of my mom's favorite pieces that I love so much and turning it into a piece that in my style. So I wanted to use this as my inspiration for a piece, and then have a picture, have a photo of us together holding our pieces in the article. So the deal is I really want to use the paints from decorative art. So I'm using Deco Paint traditions, right? And so it's similar to Nova paints. It's a little bit soft bodied. And so I wanted to use all of the paints that the 43,000 people would like to use and show them that there's a whole other world out there of painting, and that you could, you know, paint in different styles with the same paint and with the same brush strokes. So I'm not finished with this piece at all, but I wanted to show you guys the process, and then I will do the final reveal. I think it's going to be the winter edition, so you guys will hear about it coming out. So I was supposed to have this kind of almost done before I got here and then just do the last minute touches so we could do a photo. But I came here with literally a cradle board, and I've been working on it for the last 2 days. So this is not done at all, but it's taking the idea of my mom's peacock from Paulette, her design, and using the same paint, it's on wood, using the same paints and everything that they would use, and showing this world of artists that there's other ways to paint as well. And I've been taking photos along the way of a step-by-step process. And you can see still where I have my chalk. So I did the background the way I would normally do my background, where I do lots of abstract and mark making. And then I chalked in, I really wanted the peacock to be the main focus, and then take the way that Paulette does the flowers on here. Mom, hold this for 1 second. And so I'm really trying to...
You didn't do the color of the rainbow.
So there's things that I haven't done exactly, but I'm definitely trying to use a lot of her colors and a lot of her shapes. And I did ask Paulette if I could do it. I was like, you know, I wanted to make sure I got her approval, and she's very excited. She does lots of classes, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed. So I will be working on this for the next 2 days, because my mom and I leave for Georgia on Tuesday morning, and I have to have it done before I leave for Georgia. Otherwise, my mom's gonna have to carry this platter to Georgia. And the paints I'm using are, let me just grab this. So this is also, this is my mom's set of traditions. These are paints by Deco Art, and this was put in a Keurig container. Is that right?
Yeah.
How cool is that? It's a little heavy, but, and I think this is an old designed bottle.
Yes,
these are older.
They're different.
So they don't look like this anymore. I had Deco Art send me a whole bunch of tradition paints. They sent me tons of them, but I didn't want to bring them with me, and my mom, I knew, had them. And there are a few different brands, a few different levels of, there's some that you can get in like Michael's that are cheaper.
Right, but these
are more expensive.
Yeah, these are really artist grade.
Yeah, these are more like a Nova paint. And I'm painting on the wood. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys your own sneak peek. Right. No one's seen it. And what else do we want to talk? Oh, I have a couple other things, but I wanted to see if there's any questions on that. Deco Art. Yeah, Deco Art. Oh, yes, Susan's on. Hi, Susan. Susan is also part of the Decorative Painter Society, and she has been a huge help in actually... you know, telling, is it Dana?
Yes,
Dana, who runs the magazine, about me and my mom. So we're really excited. So Susan, we're working on our piece, and Paulette has been really awesome, because, you know, a lot of these artists, they come up with these designs that you just saw, and then they will work through the design every step of the way. So you have these gorgeous pieces. So it's been really fun to sort of do that crossover. And it just shows you that, you know, you could be working in one medium and one style and know that there's other ways to paint and there's other ways to create, and you don't have to just stay in that one lane, and you can cross over. And so a lot of my mom's pieces, they do a lot of brushstroke work, and I love doing the brushstroke work. And so much of her brushstroke I've now incorporated into my style, because I think it's just really cool. And Do you have anything you want to say about that crossover?
No,
You like doing other styles.
Right, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but actually, the brush strokes, the original tole painting style is my absolute favorite, where it's perfect brush strokes.
Yeah.
It's a discipline.
It is a discipline. And then also Deco Art has another line that's close to the Goldens. They're the
fluid acrylics.
Fluid acrylics. So they also have fluid acrylics. And the fluid and the Deco Art, Susan might know, and Susan, answer if I don't answer correctly, but you can't really go into, you know, Blix or like a bit like a Hyatt's and find these paints.
They don't seem to carry them.
But you can find them on their website. And Susan, maybe just let everybody know too, if you can. There are places to find these paints. And
well, the Michaels, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby carry their basic
line.
Right.
Right.
Not the fluid acrylics.
Yeah.
Or their
and those
traditions.
are the good ones that I would want people to watch.
But they have their own website, Deco Art. You can order directly from them.
Right. And so when you get your class list of supplies, like for this painting, and they give you all of the brand of Traditions.
This was done in the Deco Art.
Okay, right.
Regular paint.
So you can go and buy right from their website or go find it at Michael's.
Right.
Okay. So you guys, there's just so many other brands of paints out there. Like I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Okay, I just have a couple more things to tell you. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. Next Saturday will be, can you explain decorative painters and tole painting? Oh, that's
what did she say?
Why don't we tell everybody real quick about that? Okay, so it's Deco Art Media Paints. The website is where you can find the different Deco Art. No, it's just Deco Art.
Deco Art,
and the media paints are the
the fluid acrylics.
Fluid acrylics.
Yeah.
Will you tell everybody what decorative painters and tole painting is? I know we did this in October, so
right.
Break it down to
the tole painting originally started. It's a folk art tradition, and it started many years ago, and it was when the poor people wanted pieces of art, and there was all the fine arts being made, the fine masters doing all their beautiful work, and people started to do their own style, and each region had its own style of painting in tole painting, going back to styles in France and Germany and Holland, and in England they had the canal boats, an old style of painting that they're done with all roses on them, and that was a form of tole painting. So it goes back to when they couldn't afford fine art in their houses, they were painting themselves and learning to paint and sort of forming a form of art, which is absolutely wonderful, which is the tole painting and decorative art. So,
and you'd paint on wood. They paint on
what? They painted on wood.
Cabinets.
Yes. You can paint on canvas.
No, cabinets.
Yep, you can do cabinets, canvas, and as I said, in England they have the canal boats, which are all decorated with wonderful, beautiful sort of cabbagey roses, and which is a form of tole painting.
Yeah. So it's
grown from there.
And I think is tole painting kind of dropped from the naming. Do people say that anymore? Like, do you go to a tole painting class, or is that
I still do. That's what I call it. Yeah.
It's pretty cool, you guys. And my mom has been doing it for a long time. Furnished. Yeah, Sandra actually has cabinets in her house that are gorgeous, that are all tole painted and beautiful.
And I've met a lot of friends. I met Sandra through tole painting.
Yeah.
Really fun. Really years ago. So,
okay, Susan said, Society also has chapters all over. Yes, so you guys, there are chapters in every area of the country and all over. I don't know if it's in other parts, but definitely in the United States. I met a woman who's in the Monterey Society, and that's south of me. That's where Kathy lives. And there are chapters, and there are great organization groups that do meetings, and they paint together. And like my mom said earlier, they can, you know, there's like a fee that you do to join, and then you can bring in artists that will travel from around the world to teach that one group classes. And oh, okay, so two things. There's the memory boxes. You want to talk about that?
Yes, that's.
And I don't want to forget about
the
treating the wood first. Okay, let's do that one first. Do you treat the wood first?
Yes, seal it.
With what?
They have a product, a wood sealer. Decorative has one. Josanya has one. Traditions has one. So it's called a sealer, S-E-A-L-E-R. And it's clear, and you just put it on, and it it coats the wood and it seals it from the water in the see, when you paint on oil, you don't have that water seeping into your wood. So with the liquid acrylics, if you didn't seal it, it would soak into the wood and affect the wood. The wood would swell and all of it. So some people still paint right onto the wood, and they like that effect. I don't. I always seal it, both sides.
Okay.
With a sealer. And then I sand it. It raises the grain a little, and you sand it down. Then I put my base coat on underneath.
Yeah, so when I did this, when I'm working on this cradle board, you guys, I did the same thing where I didn't put a sealer. I put a coat of gesso.
That would be a sealer.
A sealer, okay.
Yeah.
So I put my gesso down, and then I lightly sanded it with fine sandpaper. Then I gessoed again, and then I did another round of light sandpaper, and then I gessoed again. That was given to me from Renee. So it's the same sort of idea.
Yeah, it stops the wood from soaking it in and swelling. Wood will actually swell, and if you have a lid, if you haven't sealed your wood, it may not fit the box when you're finished.
And you don't want that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Kathy was going to read about it. And then Donna had brought up memory boxes in the carousel.
Yes.
And so the memory boxes you did with your chapter as a donation.
Yes.
Oh, all over the world.
All over the country. A lot of the chapters are painting memory boxes for mothers that lose their babies on delivery, and it's a national program in America. They have the nurses are trained to counsel the parents afterwards, and they put together a little package for them, and we paint these memory boxes. They're round, heart-shaped, maybe square, but not the best, because you don't want it to look like a little coffin. And they're decorated with any of the styles I've shown. You could put anything on them. Flowers in particular is wonderful. And then they put in the blankets that the babies are wrapped in when they're given to the parents to hold. Probably a little prayer card, little things go in there, a certificate that the baby was actually born.
And you have painted hundreds of these.
We have done, our chapter has done hundreds and hundreds. And they have really found out that years ago when a mother lost her baby, it was kind of an embarrassment, and they sort of got it out of the way as quickly as possible, and there was no counseling, and there was tremendous amount of depression later in life that stemmed back from that. And that is why this program was formed. And it's like helping the parents remember. It's not something to forget. They had a child. It just didn't live. So they have this box to go home with. It's something they go home with. They don't go home with the baby, they go home with the box. And they found, and they have counseling, and they're followed up, and it's really, really helped. The nurses in particular think it really does help, and hopefully the depression that comes in midlife and later life to some of these other mothers that didn't have that advantage won't happen. So that's what the program is about.
It's a fantastic program,
and it's national.
Ever since I've been, ever since my mom has been painting, she's always been working on these memory boxes. That's
our
awesome.
chapter. I just delivered 30 to a hospital this week, and I have a member. She and I run the memory box program for our chapter. She delivered a 30 to another hospital. We manage 3 hospitals in our local area,
and so each chapter probably does something like that. And okay, so you want to Donna had brought up, and it's in the paper this week, about the carousels as another form of decorative painting.
Well, it's a traditional form of painting. We did a carousel years ago that the Buffalo Snowbirds worked on for the Buffalo Zoo, and we repainted all the horses for the carousel. We got together money from local businesses and had the horses stripped and dipped and all white, and then we worked on them. And unfortunately, I think it was 2008, we had a very, very early bad storm in Buffalo in October, and they hadn't taken the carousel down for the winter, and it was very badly damaged.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole rooftop. It was. So they still have it, and they've put it together, but it doesn't look quite how it used to.
And there's a new one that.
So now we have a new one.
Yeah.
That is a real Herschel Museum, which Herschel Museum that makes these carousels for all over the country for years and years and years, is actually in Tonawanda, a suburb of this area, and it was made at the Herschel Museum, and some of our members worked on it for years, like the last 2 or 3 years, painting these horses. And it actually opened a week ago on the Buffalo waterfront, and it's a traditional carousel full of history, and it looks absolutely gorgeous.
And so that's another type of decorative painting that would do it. All right. Well, good information, Nanny. Yeah. Okay, so before we wrap up, I just want to tell you a couple things. One is that next week, my mom and I will be visiting my sister in Georgia on Saturday, and we're flying home, so we will not have a Zoom. I mean, we will not have a live next Saturday, so we're taking a break on that day. I do have my Zoom class, which will be the following Saturday, which is on the 19th. So that's ready for you guys. If you want to sign up for that, you can find it on my website. And I also wanted to tell you that I know a lot of you have either taken Colorful Joy or you're thinking about it, but I wanted you to know that there are 2 artists right now that have their classes on sale. One of them is Renee Mueller, and you can find her under Renee Mueller Art or in our Facebook. Her classes, I believe, are 40% off, I'm pretty sure. And then Jeannie Oliver has my Colorful Joy class. It's on her site for 1 more year, and I think in 2 more days her sale starts, and it's 50% off her classes. And she has loads, Renee has loads, so if you guys are looking to get a class, check them out. They're really awesome. They're both friends of mine, and they're wonderful. They have great teachers, and I just wanted you guys to know that. And then what else, Mom?
I think that's it.
Woo! Yeah. It is hot, and we're going swimming one day and doing a bunch of stuff, and I've eaten wings, I've eaten pizza, and I'm loving it, and I love being here. We met Suzanne. That was really fun. Oh, and next September.
And we went to Hyatt's.
Next September, I will be taking my live show on the road across the street to Donna's house, and we're going to interview Donna in her art studio and show you all of her fantastic dolls, okay? So,
did she agree to that?
Yeah, I told her. She has no choice. Yeah. Okay, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Mom.
Oh, you're welcome.
You had some really good tips.
Yep.
Okay, I'm still getting schooled.
That's what happens when you get old. You get full of good tips.
Okay, good. All right, you guys. Mwah.
Okay.
We'll see you soon. This will be on the replay.
Yeah.
Bye.